So far this NBA season, we have seen a lot of different trades and signings that have completely changed the landscape of the league. From Damian Lillard getting sent to the Milwaukee Bucks to James Harden going to the Clippers, there's been a lot of blockbuster trades going on. But there are still many players in the NBA today who need to be traded right now. And in this video, I'm going to give the 4 players I think need to be traded the most and which teams I think they should get sent to. Starting off with one half of the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson, who has been getting torn apart by everybody recently. As I'm recording this, the Warriors just lost their 6th straight game, and Klay Thompson is playing pretty terribly right now. And the conversation about Klay potentially getting traded is getting louder and louder. While Klay has been an essential piece to the Warriors dynasty and one of the best shooting guards ever, he is not the same guy he once was. But because Curry and Klay have been together for over a decade now, playing on the same team, and it would be pretty heartbreaking for players on the Warriors and Warriors fans. But it could also be a fresh start for both parties, and we could really see how Klay does without Steph Curry by his side. There's a lot of teams being thrown out there as potential trade destinations for Klay, one of the biggest being the Lakers. The Lakers are not looking the best right now, but neither are the Warriors, and even though Klay is still at the tail end of his career, I think he could still be helpful to a championship team if the right pieces are around him. The other team that people have been mentioning for Klay would actually be a trade with the next player on this list, Zach LaVine. The Zach LaVine trade is most likely the next one that's going to happen, and you could tell Zach LaVine wants off the Bulls bad, especially after the other night when he stormed off the court and refused to answer any questions. The Bulls had a player meeting immediately after their first game, and they've been pretty bad since. Zach LaVine had a good run with them, but it's clear now that it's not working out. And a Zach LaVine-Klay Thompson trade seems realistic. But if the Warriors want to get enough in return for Klay for it to even make sense, they're going to have to act quickly. Klay's stock is going down more the more terrible games he has, and from the way he's been playing recently, I wouldn't count on Game 6 Klay popping out of nowhere. I'm not sure what other places the Warriors or the Bulls would wanna or need to trade to get a trade like this to work, but it's one I think could benefit both teams. The Warriors would get a very solid shooting guard who's getting better every single year and who's still very young, and the Bulls would get a championship experience vet in Klay Thompson. Another team people I mentioned Zach LaVine going to is the Miami Heat, and after the Heat already missed out on getting Dame, they are not going to want to miss out on another all-star like this. I know they already have Jimmy at the 2, so they would probably either have to slide Jimmy down to the 3 or Zach LaVine maybe just as the point guard. I'm not sure, but it's 2023 and basketball is positionless at this point. A lot of people expected the Heat to fall off after their run in this past playoffs since they lost some great scorers in Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, but so far the Heat look really good. And if you add Zach LaVine to this Heat team, the Eastern Conference instantly gets very interesting. The next player I think needs to be traded is Karl Anthony Towns. I feel like Cat has been holding down the Timberwolves for years now, and since they got Rudy Gobert, I just don't see how Cat fits with this team anymore. Anthony Edwards is playing out of his mind right now, and I really do not want to see Karl Anthony Towns hold back Ant from reaching his full potential and actually contending anytime soon. People have been talking about Cat going to the Knicks a lot, and I've heard some mentions of the Portland Trail Blazers as well. Whatever they end up doing, I think they should just get another all-star point guard paired up with Ant and let Rudy Gobert be the force down low. And lastly, my final player is none other than Kyrie Irving. And this one hurts considering I am a big Kyrie fan, and Kyrie has been switched around and sent to so many teams already, it would suck for him to get traded again, and he does seem very happy with the Mavericks right now. But the only reason I think Kyrie should be traded is simply because I do not have a lot of confidence in this Kyrie-Luka duo being able to contend for a championship. Kyrie's actually playing great right now and he has really good stats, and Luka is always putting up numbers that do not make any sense, but we haven't seen this team really get tested in the playoffs yet against a real contender, and unless Derek Lively can live up to his potential, they don't really have that solid of a big man as of right now, and I just think this Mavericks team could be a lot better. And I think if they want to contend, trading Kyrie and getting Luka some more help will be much more beneficial in the long run. As for where Kyrie would go, as a Cavs fan, I would love to see him get traded to the Lakers and pair back up with LeBron. And also I've heard some people talk about the Suns, which could also be fun. What do you guys think? Which teams should trade who right now? And where do you think these players should go to? Let me know what you all think in the comments below, but that's all I've got for today. Thank you all for watching. And with that being said, I'm out of here and I'll see you on the next one.